Voters in a Northwest Iowa school district will be asked to approve a multi-million-dollar bond measure at the polls this November. According to our news partners, Sioux County Radio, the George Little Rock School District is asking residents to approve a $17 million bond measure. That money would pay for additions and renovations of buildings in George and Little Rock, both of which have parts that are more than 100 years old. The district superintendent says the district is currently debt-free, paying off its last bond last year. The district estimates the cost of the measure to someone with a home worth $100,000 would be about $117 per year, while a farmer with 160 acres of land would see an increase of $647 per year.